Welcome to our deep dive into the carbon cost of fast fashion. In today's video, we will unravel the complex web of high carbon emissions and environmental challenges associated with the fast fashion industry. From the use of synthetic fabrics derived from fossil fuels to the staggering amounts of water consumed and polluted, the impact extends far beyond just clothing. We will also explore the life cycle of garments, the shocking rates of overproduction, and their ultimate contribution to waste. Join us as we examine consumer behavior, recycling challenges, and the ethical implications of this rapidly changing industry. Let's see how we can pave the way for sustainable alternatives and a more responsible fashion future. 1. High carbon emissions. Fast fashion is a major contributor to global carbon emissions, accounting for about 8–10% of the total. This staggering figure places the fashion industry among the top polluters worldwide. The processes involved in producing clothing, such as spinning, weaving, and dyeing textiles, are energy-intensive, leading to substantial carbon emissions. The sheer scale of production to meet the demands of fast fashion further exacerbates the problem. Each step in the creation of a garment, from fabric production to final assembly, requires significant energy, much of which comes from fossil fuels. The industry's rapid growth has only intensified its environmental impact, making it a critical area for carbon reduction efforts. 2. Synthetic fabrics and fossil fuels. Many fast fashion garments are made from synthetic materials like polyester, which are derived from fossil fuels. Producing polyester emits 2–3 times more carbon than cotton, making it a key factor in the fashion industry's carbon footprint. These synthetic fabrics do not biodegrade easily, lingering in the environment for centuries and releasing microplastics into ecosystems. The reliance on such materials ties fast fashion directly to the fossil fuel industry, with significant implications for both carbon emissions and environmental health. The widespread use of synthetics highlights the need for alternative materials that are less harmful to the planet. 3. Water usage and pollution. The fashion industry is notorious for its enormous water consumption, responsible for around 20% of global wastewater. To put it into perspective, producing a single cotton shirt requires about 2,700 liters of water. This excessive use depletes vital water resources, affecting regions already facing scarcity. Moreover, textile dyeing is the second largest polluter of water globally. The chemicals used in these processes often end up in water bodies, contaminating ecosystems and posing risks to human and animal health. Addressing water use and pollution in fashion is essential for safeguarding these precious natural resources. 4. Transportation and distribution. Fast fashion relies heavily on a global supply chain, with raw materials, manufacturing, and distribution often spread across continents. This extensive network results in significant transportation-related carbon emissions. The rapid production cycles of fast fashion mean frequent shipping, further increasing the carbon footprint. Each step in the supply chain, from fabric sourcing to final delivery, involves transportation, contributing to the industry's overall environmental impact. The global nature of fast fashion necessitates a rethinking of logistical practices to minimize carbon emissions. 5. Short life cycle and waste. Fast fashion promotes a culture of disposability, where garments are often worn only a few times before being discarded. This short life cycle results in vast amounts of textile waste, with an estimated 85% of all textiles ending up in landfills each year. Many of these materials, particularly synthetics, can take hundreds of years to decompose. The disposability of fast fashion not only contributes to waste but also demands continual production, perpetuating the cycle of overconsumption and environmental degradation. The challenge lies in shifting consumer behavior towards more sustainable practices. 6. Overproduction. To meet the insatiable demand for new styles, fast fashion brands often overproduce, leading to excess inventory. This surplus is frequently incinerated or dumped, contributing further to carbon emissions. The constant release of new collections, driven by seasonal trends, intensifies the pressure on resources and exacerbates overproduction. This cycle of abundance and waste highlights the inefficiencies of the fast fashion model. Reducing overproduction is crucial for lowering the industry's environmental impact and conserving resources. 7. Energy consumption. The manufacturing process for textiles is energy-intensive, particularly during dyeing and finishing stages, which consume vast amounts of electricity and thermal energy. The majority of this energy comes from non-renewable sources, further increasing the carbon footprint. Additionally, fast fashion retailers use significant energy for store operations, including lighting, heating, and cooling. These energy demands contribute to the overall carbon emissions of the fashion industry. Transitioning to renewable energy sources and improving energy efficiency are vital steps in reducing these emissions. 8. Consumer behavior and impact. The low cost of fast fashion encourages frequent purchases, increasing demand and production. This cycle amplifies carbon emissions as manufacturers rush to keep pace with consumer desires. Moreover, the maintenance of clothing, such as washing and ironing, contributes to carbon emissions. Washing synthetic garments releases microplastics, adding another layer of environmental concern. Changing consumer behavior to prioritize quality over quantity and opting for eco-friendly laundry practices can significantly reduce the carbon impact of fashion. 9. Recycling challenges. Recycling in the fashion industry faces numerous challenges, with only a small fraction of clothing being recycled. The mixed fibers commonly found in fast fashion items complicate recycling efforts, leading to more waste. Many textiles are downcycled into lower quality products rather than being fully recycled into new garments. This limited recycling capability underscores the need for innovation in textile recycling technologies and greater emphasis on circular fashion models. Improving recycling practices is essential for reducing waste and conserving resources. 10. Social and ethical implications. The fast fashion industry often relies on low-cost labor in developing countries, where environmental regulations may be lax. This reliance results in higher carbon footprints and raises ethical concerns regarding labor practices. However, increasing consumer awareness of these issues is driving demand for more sustainable and ethical fashion. As awareness grows, consumers are pushing for changes in industry practices, highlighting the power of informed purchasing decisions. Addressing social and ethical concerns is integral to creating a more sustainable fashion industry. 11. Sustainable alternatives. The slow fashion movement offers a sustainable alternative, emphasizing quality over quantity and ethical production practices. By promoting longer-lasting clothing, slow fashion reduces carbon emissions and resource consumption. Innovative materials, such as organic cotton, recycled fabrics, and plant-based textiles, can significantly lower the environmental impact of fashion. These alternatives provide viable solutions for reducing the carbon cost of clothing and encourage a shift towards more responsible consumption. The adoption of sustainable practices is key to transforming the fashion industry. 12. Policy and industry response. Governments and international organizations are increasingly pushing for stricter environmental regulations on the fashion industry to curb carbon emissions. These regulations aim to hold companies accountable for their environmental impact and drive change. Many fashion brands are also setting sustainability goals, such as reducing carbon emissions and using renewable energy. These corporate initiatives reflect a growing commitment to environmental responsibility and the potential for positive change within the industry. Policy and industry responses are critical components of addressing the carbon cost of fashion. 13. Future projections. If current consumption patterns continue, the fashion industry's share of the global carbon budget could rise to 26% by 2050. This projection highlights the urgent need for change and the potential consequences of inaction. Technological innovations, such as 3D printing and circular fashion, offer promising solutions for reducing the carbon footprint. These advancements have the potential to revolutionize the fashion industry and make sustainable practices more accessible. Understanding the carbon cost of fast fashion is crucial for addressing its environmental impact and promoting sustainable practices in the fashion industry.